I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am one of your hosts, CJ Walton, with one of my favorite people, the other host of the Quarter Mile Podcast, Mr. Drew Davis.
What's up, everyone? So happy to be back. Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. This has been great. This has been wonderful.
I personally have been enjoying all of these reviews and movies things, but we have a very special guest today.
Oh, one of the specialists.
He's like the best person ever. So let me see if I can do a drum roll. Let me see. Fellow comedian, fellow Tennessean, Mr. Malcom Franklin in the building.
Quarter Mile
What's up?
family, how we doing? We good?
What part of Tennessee are you exactly from?
For my mama, for one. No,
Okay, perfect.
no, I'm originally born and raised in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But for 12 years, I've been living in East Tennessee, which is Knoxville, Tri-Cities. So that's why Drew met me.
Yeah.
actually.
Well, here's the thing. For the longest time, I had no idea where you're from because I would be doing comedy shows in East Tennessee, Knoxville, Bristol. I mean, at one point, West Virginia, I did a
Yeah.
show, and Malcolm would just always be there. I started to think like maybe he was a hallucination, like the speaker at the end.
Did see him in Memphis once, I think. I was like, what is he from?
It was Chattanooga.
It was Chattanooga. Yeah, it was Chattanooga. So I knew he had to be a Tennessee native.
Yeah.
That's-
Southern boy.
Okay, so you a true Southern boy. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Favorite subject. All right.
It's a good one.
Born and raised in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. See, actor, comedian, writer, professional tap dancer. My taps can be heard all across the.
You're a tap dancer?
Not playing, but
I was like, I don't think that's true.
Actually, I grew up breakdancing while I was in school, and then I moved to East Tennessee, and then breakdancing just died because there's like only like 5 black people.
Oh yes,
You mean East Tennessee doesn't have a huge breakdancing scene?
Absolutely not.
There's like one school that does it. So
That's Austin East, right?
no, in it's a little place called Elizabethton, Tennessee.
Yep.
See,
Oh, Elizabethan. I
Yeah.
thought it was just Elizabeth Town, but the
Do they,
Elizabeth.
so they have a breakdancing scene there?
I was it.
You
Like, I
were
was
you were
only
the
one that
breakdancing
in there.
scene.
You're like, I was the only one that cranked the Soldier Boy, and that was it. That was my whole dance routine.
Oh,
Jesus,
man,
no.
That's
So,
my
yeah.
favorite thing about you so far. I didn't know that you were a breakdancer.
Yeah,
I didn't either. See, you're supposed to learn something new every day about somebody. Drew.
Look, and there we go. We did it.
Yep,
We
went
learned.
to breakdancing. Then I studied improv in college. Then I went to media communications. Like I flirted with that, and now I went to stand-up comedy.
All right.
And also, you're proud of me. I am just wrapped my first movie. Actually, my first movie.
Oh,
It's a little independent project. It's called Love in the Light. It's a drama. Actually, I could play a bad guy. Actually, I was telling Drew about this. Actually, and yeah, that was my first bad guy I ever did. And I didn't really audition. The lady who was casting it and goes like, "Hey, just send a headshot and what you've done." And I went like, and I just like made some shit up. It's like, yeah, I've done Broadway. You know what I mean? I'm a serious actor. You know what I mean? And no, it was pretty good. So
Jesus.
yeah.
First of all, that's awesome. Secondly, I thought you were about to say I didn't audition. She just looked at me and was like, "You'd be a good bad guy."
The outfit right here says I sell opioids.
It's like that had to be a stretch for you because you're like the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
So how did
Hopefully that comes out. She's thinking about taking it to Amazon or Tubi. So look out for that. Probably spring of next year, maybe.
I love that. I need to start talking about some of my movies that I've
Yeah,
done.
you absolutely should.
I need to.
One of the most exciting things right now is we literally today, which was a week ago from when this episode's being released, we created a subscriber function for our podcast.
Very excited
So,
about
I
that.
mean, you have always been able to subscribe and donate money to us monthly.
Right.
But now, if you do, all of the content that has previously just been bonus random episodes, that's now something that only the subscribers will be able to get access to.
Yep. So our maybe even blooper reels.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe we'll throw in some extra content. That's a good idea. Just throw in some extra stuff. We might do that as well. And it's only $3 a month. If you do $3 a month, you can jump in, and we'll still promote those episodes. So like even if you see an upcoming episode that's bonus content, just pay $3 for a month and watch it, and then I guess you can cancel it and break our hearts. But we got yeah, it would be hard, but we'd get over it.
We need no hateration in this dancery.
That's right. We don't. And if you're listening, you're like, that was very random. That is what CJ's shirt says. So you'll have to confirm that with our YouTube video. If you're listening to us on Spotify,
that's why they need to subscribe, so they don't know what they'll ever get.
You miss out on a lot if you're not subscribing. But we already so maybe this is your first episode with us, or maybe you haven't been with us since the beginning. We have a season 1 recap. We have your Puma Man episodes, bonus.
Love Puma Man.
We got Christmas special with the Movies Wars podcast. Next week we got Renard Hirsch coming back to talk about A Man Apart, but his episode where we just talked about Fast and Furious, that one's on. The actual episode where our only million viewer on TikTok reel, the actual episode that came from, if you want the full context of that's going to be on the bonus. So there's a lot of good stuff you could get if you want. Just check it out. But speaking of good, cool stuff, I want to jump back to Malcolm. Our big question that we ask, but I feel like you have a very you could expand with some. We usually ask people either what's their relationship with Fast and Furious, or what's their relationship with Riddick or the movies that we're covering. But we learned before the podcast started, you have a pretty strong relationship with Vin Diesel. So maybe you can share. Maybe you
y'all are cousins.
No. But I grew up on Vin Diesel's movies. Big fan of him. Even the movie I'm in, have you guys ever seen the movie Knock Around Guys?
No,
I don't. I think when you mentioned the quote, I might have seen it, but I don't know.
I'm do the quote. All right. Hopefully it makes it to the movie. But he has a quote in it where he goes 500. He goes 500 what? It's like a bar fight. He goes 500 fights to make you a official tough guy. And the line I improvise, I have a revolver in my hand. I take the bullets out and I put one bullet in. I go 500. And he goes 500 what? It's 500 people I killed to automatically make me want to pull this trigger. So that's really one of my darkest scenes I actually have. So hopefully they don't edit it out. So that actually,
wow,
yes. So it's very.
Wait, I'm excited.
We're gonna review your movie.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
for 2 scenes.
Doesn't matter. You're in it. You're in it. It does not matter. You have a credit, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, about Riddick.
Before Mark Sinclair.
Yeah, that's right. Vin Diesel / Mark Sinclair.
Vin Diesel's name is Mark Sinclair. That's the coolest fucking name ever, dude.
I mean, it is.
Is it? I've always thought it was the geekiest name.
Mark
from New York, dude.
Yeah, how many Sinclair? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna agree to disagree. I think it's he's so much. He should just be Vin Diesel. When Mark Sinclair sounds like he went to Brentwood High School. It sounds like a guy I went to high school with. Honestly,
yes,
I actually might. Actually, now that I think about it, I might have.
It might have been. I mean, if you took everything off of him, like the tough guy stuff, he looks like a Mark Sinclair.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So CJ, we another new segment in our show is what's CJ eating? Because we've throughout all these episodes,
she's not sharing.
It's been mostly not a Twix. She's just had the Twix.
I had the Twix, right?
But now we have a for the viewers at home, we have a white cupcake.
It's actually not. So it looks white, but it's green. So this is a tequila lime margarita cupcake. It's from Cupcake Collection. They do all kind of different cupcakes. So shout out to Cupcake Collection.
Shout out to Cupcake.
No sponsors. No sponsors.
They don't. No. They need to sponsor.
I would love for them to.
Need Mignon. When you see this, I need you CJ.
You. And bring and you could just bring us cupcakes to eat.
Absolutely, and then we can review them. So this one, because I was I'm gonna get a cupcake for my birthday because my birthday's coming up next week.
Oh, all right.
So thank you. And they usually do a key lime.
Yeah.
And it's always good. But she was like, the tequila lime will be good. And I wanted to wait to try it with you. So I'm going to see why y'all are.
So we're going to have a live reaction.
You're such a Gemini. It's hilarious. My mom was a Gemini, so I know you people.
I have no. We're have to talk about what that means because I never know what people are talking about with the astrology.
Well, that's good.
Is that good? Is it? Was it?
Okay.
That's good.
Was it awesome?
Well, that's great.
And it is.
That is fantastic. I'm sorry I'm not sharing.
Yeah. If it wasn't good, she's like, we can share, but it's good enough where
It's
she's
like, no,
like,
just for
no
her.
thanks.
Okay.
So
Gemini, they say Geminis are two different people. I asked my mom, "Are you happy I'm not a twin?" She said, "You already are."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well,
Okay.
dang."
My mom
Okay.
was too.
Right
Are you
though.
are you also a Gemini?
No, I'm a Leo.
Oh, Leo. Okay,
I'm an asshole.
I'm a Virgo. I have no idea. No idea. Sorry.
You're a nice person
Yeah.
that's good
Is
with
that
money.
Virgo? Okay, cool. So,
A person that's good with money.
well, half of that
Well,
is
you're
true.
Italian too, so that kind of like goes with it.
I'm
And
sorry.
you're talented.
Italian. Oh,
Yeah.
talented. Okay, I thought you said I'm
Italian.
Italian. I was like, oh, I didn't know whether that was
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Yeah, let's we just that's happening.
well, there we go.
Let's get into this Riddick. So let's talk about like when it started. Let's get into the cast. Let's just get into all of it. So Riddick is a 2013 science fiction action film. So now we tell we was gonna do action film. So this is more of a science fiction action film, which is really cool. It was written and directed by David Cowie.
Yep.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, I think
We
so.
directed
Based
all
off,
three of them.
is it? Yeah,
Yep, and it's based off the character. What is his name?
Richard.
B. Riddick. By Jim and Ken Wheat. It is the third installment of the Chronicles of the Riddick film and the sequel to both Pitch Black, which came out in 2000, and the Chronicles of Riddick, which came out in 2004. Vin Diesel, he reprises his role as the titular character alongside Jordy Molly, Matt Nable, Katie Sackhoff, Dave
Batista.
Batista,
I had
dude.
no idea he was in this movie.
Yep.
Dude, yes.
Was he a wrestler at this point?
He had just got done over wrestling, right?
He was doing Guardians of the Galaxy at the same time.
Okay.
In this.
Yeah, I think so. But I think
It's the second thing he's done with Vin.
Yeah.
I want to say his career had been
It was
done.
dipping off, and then he was going into like the movies.
That
anyway.
kind of
Huh.
that kind of makes sense because he looks a little like smaller in this. than,
And
like,
that's what I'm
wrestling.
saying, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, and fun fact about him, he is Greek and Filipino.
I had no idea, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's Greek and
Right.
Filipino. Fun fact about him, and let me see who else. My boy, I don't understand why he is one of the most underrated actors in the world. Bokeem Woodbine.
Oh yeah, who did he play?
So he played Mose. He played Mose.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
He played him like Malcom Woodbine is probably one of the most underrated
I
actors.
loved him in life.
I mean, he should have got an Oscar
Yeah.
for that.
He should have.
He should have got an Oscar.
One line in
He
it
had
was
not
good.
one line
Yeah.
in that movie and carried that movie throughout the
Yes.
whole
I
thing.
love it. That's a good actor. When
Like-
when you can
Mhm.
see when they're saying without actually using words.
Yeah.
I mean, every movie and everything that man has been
He's
in.
not done any.
He's
He's not
nev-
bad in any movie. he's
Never, never. I've never, and he does not get the recognition he
does
deserves.
not.
He doesn't.
in. Him or Delroy Lindo.
Ah,
Lindo should have been in more. Like man,
absolutely,
man, he should
absolutely.
be in like one of the fucking Fast and Furious. Well, he kind of was in the.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
He kind of was, but
I would love to see Roy Lindo in another Fast and Furious.
Oh,
movie.
absolutely.
That I could see him as like the. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry,
His daddy, that'd be hilarious.
man. What? Oh my god, that'd be.
Had a daddy as Delroy Lindo.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Okay, and then Raul Trujillo and Carl Urban, and we all know like he's the man.
For like
And-
he was there for maybe like for a second.
Yeah, yeah, and
Dread.
I don't know if you guys know this. There is a famous singer that is in this movie for a very split second.
Mhm.
No, who was it?
Her name is Carrie
Carrie
Hilson.
Really? Where?
Yeah.
Where was?
It was they actually wanted her to be the female lead.
Lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted her to be the female lead, and it didn't work out. So she ended up being the sex slave.
Okay.
So she was only on there for
She
like
was only
2
there for a
seconds.
second. Yeah.
So
And in the film, notorious murderer Riddick is betrayed and left for dead on a desolate planet and uses his instincts to survive. So he eventually teams up with mercenaries, arriving to capture him to escape from a larger threat. It's sorry, babe. It's Riddick, man.
It went back to the basics.
Yeah.
We left
Yeah,
we left the space opera at home and we went back to getting into the prison and getting out, or getting in and getting out and surviving.
yeah, it definitely took a lot of the influence from the first movie. I think it was trying to go towards how the. But also, I wanted to go back on Jody. Like, why is he Johnny Tapia in everything he's in?
Yeah, I don't
I swear to
know.
God, I've only seen him in 2 movies, but he's Johnny Tapia in every fucking.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of range.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like, I don't think he auditioned no one. Like, hey,
No.
Just go be you.
Yeah.
No. It came out in 2013, September of 2013, actually September 6th, 2013. Came out in the United States, also in Canada. Budget of this, get this, was 38 million. How much do you think the box office did?
I think this one probably did pretty well. Like I think at this point,
You think
Riddick's
so?
had some. So I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that it made somewhere between 50 and 100.
Okay, what do you guess?
I'm going to say like 6 million something.
98.3 million.
Well, yeah, I
98.3.
was gonna say at this
98.3
point,
million.
Riddick had to fall in, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the people were in. I mean, because this one you said came out 2013. The last
Yep.
one was like 2003 or something.
Yep,
like that.
yep.
Four, yeah.
Yeah, 2004, yep. So, I mean, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. How did you
Man, actually, this is the only Riddick I went and seen in theaters, actually, because I got my first job, like, I think, like 3 months after I worked at this little crappy ass grocery store. I'm not sponsored, but it's called Save a Lot. Yo, if there's still a Save a Lot in there, please burn it down.
No, don't, because that's the only thing they got out north right now. Don't. It's a food desert out there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you don't got any more, I mean, get more. But no, that was my first
Throwing
job,
shade
and
at Save-A-Lot.
yeah, I would just go to like different movies, and that was the first one I went and seen in theaters because I've seen the other ones. I've seen Pitch
Mhm.
Black, and I like how the expansion was, but I like the direction it was trying to go back to the first one, and now I just learned they're making another one now.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they're making. I think it's called Furia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they've dropped a release date yet, so
I
I
think
don't.
like sometime next year.
Yeah, but so help me if it comes out before the next Fast and Furious, I'm gonna murder someone. I'll be Fast and Furious, and I'll show my Furia.
Yeah,
I will
Yep.
go crazy.
for sure.
I think I want him to read my AI.
You want? Yeah, let's hear
You're
it.
your AI.
Yeah, I want you to. So we're gonna go over the AI version, kind of a summary of what Riddick is about.
Or about
No, about.
a boot.
About.
Okay. But sick or slick. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got a lisp.
Now, are you gonna do it in the Riddick voice, or are you gonna do it? How are you gonna do it?
I think I'm gonna do it kind of sultry.
Oh my god!
Perfect. That's what I was hoping for.
Yes. It's those golden skies, bone dry wastelands, nasty creatures crawling around.
While he does this,
It all looks like a nightmare desert planet you wouldn't survive 5 minutes. Vin Diesel.
I loved you.
Question mark. I had to put a question mark in there. He barely says much. That's part of magic. He grunts, growls, delivers one-liners, and somehow feels both ridiculous and iconic. You believe he could take out 10 mercenaries with a knife, a bone shard, pure spite? This perfect balance of quiet menace and brutal action that remains why this character still works after all these years. Sure, some of the dialogue from the side characters is a little funky, and there are moments that scream testosterone overload. Very true. But honestly, the part of the charm that isn't trying to be prestige sci-fi and knows exactly what it is a tough, stripped down, modest, ridden thrill ride where the badass man in the universe is just trying to make it one more planet alive. I don't know why I'm getting turned on by this. Final verdict 7.5 out of 10. Stylish, savage, unapologetically fun. If you got a thing for anti-heroes, alien monsters, or just love watching people get outsmarted in the dark, Riddick is enough die. Cue outro music.
And this might have actually been my favorite of the three.
Really?
Because I really liked we talked about this last week, how I liked Pitch Black better than Chronicles of Riddick because
Right.
I felt I liked that, escaping from prison vibe. I didn't like that he ended up being the savior of the universe kind of thing. And so like this went back to the basics there. It didn't do as well as Pitch Black, but it had well developed characters. Like in the last one, we kind of the only three characters that were a big deal were like the main good guy, the main bad guy, and the ones that came back from the previous one. But this one we got new characters, and I liked them all. Or I liked that they were developed. But what I've learned this about me, and this may be why I like movies like The Fast and Furious, is I like the world building. So I like I almost like build a relationship with the characters.
Yeah.
So even though objectively Pitch Black might have been better than this movie, Riddick, I liked Riddick better because I feel like I know Riddick better. I'm more invested in his storyline, right?
Katie Scott on side boob. I don't think we talk about that much.
What?
Side boob. That she only got one side boob in there, but hey, Katie Sackhoff, appreciate you. You got a podcast on. I want to be on it. All right. I
Yeah.
want to talk about the side boob.
If there's a podcast about Katie Sackhoff's side boob,
Yeah.
Malcolm's in for it. But let's talk about the boob a bit. So
Sorry,
because
CJ.
because he
I'm
was
straight with that.
yeah, we're cool talking about. We can talk about boobs on this podcast. It's
Okay.
fine. I liked her character,
Mhm.
but there were so many things around her character that I didn't like, and that was kind of a turn off to me of the movie. That whole scene, like where the guy was just casually sexually assaulting her,
Mhm.
and Riddick was kind of using it as a means to an ends, and there was like no huge resolution. I mean, that wasn't why he killed the guy. He killed the guy because he killed his dog.
Yeah.
And then one thing that I really didn't like was she was like a strong lesbian character at the beginning, but then I guess Riddick is so sexy that he can change
That
a
is
woman's.
exactly what I was going to say. Let's
about a lesbian ship. That's how I.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my I'm glad you said that. Somebody else said that on a Reddit. We're going to get into these reviews of other people seeing as how we're reviewing it and what we're saying about it. Somebody actually did say that, like, dude, I did not like the fact that all this while she's this whole lesbian, and then totally at the end of it, Vin Diesel changes her. Like, what is that about?
Yeah.
Like, but before we do that, let me get into some trivia. I don't know if you guys know this. You may, because you said you grew up on it. But Vin Diesel agreed to make a cameo appearance in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift in exchange for the rights to Riddick franchise.
Yes.
I did not know that from Universal Pictures. This allowed him to produce this film independently. I had no idea about that.
And that move saved the Fast and Furious franchise.
That's
Yep.
yeah.
That like it because and he wasn't even caring that much about Fast and Furious, and it wasn't until years later they're like, let's bring it back, and he could.
Which also, if you look on that, not only does he have his own one race, I think it's called One Race Entertainment, which is going through.
Yeah.
He has a video game production and a music producing. Because I'm not kidding, you can look that shit
No,
up.
I believe it. I
He-
believe it.
You can listen to Vin Diesel music on Spotify.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I look, listen to it.
Hey, you
and
can hate him or love him, but man, you know how to hustle.
It's
dude.
not. I wouldn't say it's good. It's funny though, because it's like you're picturing Riddick or Dominic Toretto.
And I believe that. I
Yeah.
believe that. Production on this film was in jeopardy of shutting down when there was a delay in financing. Vin Diesel funded the film himself until the bank loan came through. When Riddick steps into the identifier for the emergency beacon, the stars, the stats on him read Riddick B. Riddick, escape convict murderer. This is how he was introduced himself in the character of Paris in Pitch Black.
Huh. Now, you said Riddick B. Riddick? It wasn't Richard B. Riddick?
Yeah, Richard B. Riddick.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, that's fun.
Yeah. And
Richard, man, he's had a tough life, Richard.
It hasn't, you know.
He also wanted this movie to be shot on a 35 millimeter film, but due to the film's low budget, paired it with a large number of visual effect shots, the movie had to be made digitally. So as a compromise, David Twohy added like a film grain effect throughout the film.
Okay. That's something I would not have ever known.
Oh, and here it is about Carrie Hilson. Last trivia fact, she auditioned for the role of Doll. The role went to Kate Sackhoff, but David Twohy was so impressed with Hilson's charisma that he wrote the small role in the film for her.
That's cool. That's how you know. That's how you know you nailed an audition.
And does Riddick do a nod to Fast and the Furious in this film?
Yes.
He does. What does he say?
Oh, man. Say, oh my gosh. I wonder if I caught it when I watched it.
I don't know. You should know it.
Oh, man. I just now watched it too.
Oh no! What was it? I completely.
I ride it like I stole it.
Oh, no. I did catch that. I did catch that when I.
Yeah, it was a nod to the Fast and the Furious
too.
Yeah, it was at the end. So, and then let's get into some of these user reviews.
I love these.
Now, someone said that the dog stuff is cringy as well as the CGI for the other dog. The other than that, it's basically a rehash of the first movie. Not saying it's terrible, but it's definitely the weakest of the trilogy.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah.
My critique is like they are making an alien dog. It's not like we have kennels around here where we can go get other alien dogs.
Exactly.
Like let's give them grace to make a made up sci-fi thing in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's how I felt. Someone said, enjoyed it, wish we had more of a follow up on the story of the Chronicles rather than a reset. Back to Pitch Black. My least favorite part, like she said, is how the story treats Doll at the end. The Predator pink line is cringe.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Very.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
And then someone else said they really didn't care for the end where she gets with Riddick. The whole movie, she is being hit on and not taken seriously, except for her own crew. Then when Riddick is captured, he treats her the same way, even swearing that he'll sleep with her
Yeah.
by asking her for it. It doesn't feel right that both Doll and Riddick characters. Doll stated that she wasn't into men, and Riddick never hit on any women in any other movies, which is very true.
Yeah.
Their relationship is my least favorite part about the movie, in my opinion. And I did meet some people as out, and I got some. And I was like, I just want to ask you guys some questions. And this one guy kind of reminded me of Malcolm. He was like, "Dude, I grew up on that. Like, for me at the time, it was cool." He was like, "Maybe not now." And then he stopped. He started thinking about. He was like, "Nah, CGI was real hard for the time." He was like, and I think it still would be today. And just like you said about the alien dog, like it's probably the best alien dog I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He
sorry.
was adorable. He had character.
Horrible.
He had
You
some.
know?
That dog had
You're
more
saying
character
yeah.
development than some of the characters in the
I
second movie.
I think he did.
It's fine. It's
And I do like dogs, but
people. All right. She likes dogs, guys. All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
I think the CGI in it from that age, from when did this come out, 2013
Yes.
to 2025? No, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
hardcore.
course.
but it's still. I felt like it still held up.
I think
Yeah.
so. I definitely
It
agree.
didn't distract. It wasn't like when we were watching Puma Man and we were like, "Well, this is the best they had in the '80s."
Yeah.
This one was like, "Okay,
This is what they gotta do.
it didn't distract me from the." But I do agree with what one of those Well, my problem with how they handled Dahl and Riddick was, first of all, with Riddick, any character development that he's had in the past few movies of becoming less of a felon and terrible
Mhm.
person, that kind of was like it was like a step back for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
agree
then
with that.
and then my problem for the woman was like they were setting her character up in a certain way, and then at the end, just because it kind of felt like it was a nice like way to wrap up the movie, they
Mhm.
completely changed her, which kind of killed all the toughness that we saw of her. Like,
Yeah.
but in those Reddit comments that you're reading from, someone else mentioned that I guess in like one of the comics or in something like that, there is a light reference that.
Yeah.
She is bisexual,
Mhm.
but since she's around so many like terrible men, she just says like, "Oh, I'm gay. I'm not interested in anything like that." As like a
Mhm.
form of protection, but she really does like both. And Riddick was just like her.
The one, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that to me is like a stretch.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
okay.
And this person, they were like, this is on Reddit. They're like, how many cliches can you put in a movie? Like, first of all, let me tell you that this is just a remake of Pitch Black, but instead of flying monsters, there are crawling monsters. Instead of copy, they get the energy thing to ship across the field of monsters. Exactly. The bad guys present themselves as the best of the best, yet are able to make the dumbest mistake after another and even lower themselves to act like a group of 5-year-old children. Dang. In a particular scene, Riddick comes to the bad guys, drops his weapon. The bad guys approach him and also drop their weapons. Makes no sense at all. Yes,
Right.
it. And then you must understand that there are two groups of bad guys who are competing at each other. Yet the second group allows to put their precious energy sell it in their vessel in a safe by a group one. The safe only being allow access to a group number one. Then they argue if their identical ships can exchange power. They did not like this
No,
movie.
they were not fans.
They were not fans of it.
I actually disagree with a lot in that comment.
They do too.
Here's my issues with this person. First of all, this movie parallels the first one,
Mhm.
but there are significant differences that make it. They intentionally made it parallel and then like did a
Mhm.
bait and switch. For example, the two Johns, like the
Yeah.
villains in both of them. It was a similar setup. But at the end, this Johns was like a better person, and
Mhm.
he got to, and they worked together. Whereas at the end of first one, he had to kill Johns to get,
Mhm.
to keep saving the people. And so anything about the two of them that was similar just made that plot point bigger.
Mhm.
Secondly, with the whole like villains working together, the two gangs of bad guys, like that was supposed to show you how much more badass Johns and his crew was. Or like they knew these little, redneck
Yeah.
space pirates aren't gonna get Riddick. He's too bad for them. So like that was his way of being like, yeah, go for it. Let me know when you need help. Like
I have to agree with that.
like
Yeah.
that made me as a viewer think, oh, those guys are tough.
I mean, especially during that scene right there when I drop my weapon, he drops his weapon. If you don't drop your weapon, I'm gonna hit you I'm gonna make you drop the weapon.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was not a come together scene, but it was more of a I'm going to let you feel me out.
Yeah.
But we already know we don't like each other. We're not gonna get along. This can't happen. But we to work together.
Yeah, like at that point, Riddick knew something that they didn't.
Exactly.
And they probably kind of saw it
He
coming.
always does.
Always
Oh
does.
yeah,
Always does.
so.
He's always ahead of any characters.
Also won some awards. It won the Saturn Award for Best Science Fiction Film and the Golden Trailer Award for Best International Poster.
Yes.
Huh. I mean, it was a pretty cool
It
poster.
was pretty cool.
I didn't. I've never thought like award-winning poster.
Yeah.
You know?
I would have never. I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that. But I mean,
everything nowadays.
I want to see the other ones. I want to have an opinion on that. I want to look at all the contenders and see
Exactly.
if I agree that Riddick was the.
He also spent 4 months to prepare for this in the woods.
Really?
He spent
Yes.
4 months in the
Well,
woods.
He's method as fuck.
that doesn't surprise me.
This movie takes place in 2592.
Yeah. How many years between Pitch Black and not like in the movies, but like in the actual movies? How much time went from him being
5 years.
5 years?
5 years.
Yep.
It was 5 years.
So he was not in royalty for very long.
Not
I mean,
really.
I get why they did that for this movie, but they totally within the first 10 minutes just you could take out Chronicles of Riddick and just have this and not miss much
Not
like at
really.
all, which I kind of was okay with, but like also like seems weird.
I get it.
Hmm.
I get that. I get that.
Also, I think it's kind of like introducing to the newer generation too. Like people who wasn't used to the Pitch Black back in the 90s. I think it was like what 99 when it came out, 2000 or something. Something who doesn't know that Vin
Yeah.
Diesel. This is your introduction to him now. Now you know you got the Riddick, and then he has Groot. Now you know he has one of my favorite ones that he doesn't talk about much is Last Witch Hunter. Actually, it's another
good
one you
one.
need to look up. That's one I don't gets a lot of respect either. But no, I think
I don't even think I've heard of that one.
that's
That's a good standalone movie.
Is
Yeah.
it?
So, yeah.
Is it something we need to review that?
Maybe I think so. Like, I think so.
You
Always,
haven't
yeah.
seen it. I mean, I can throw y'all some Vin Diesel movies.
We need like a spin-off podcast episode with just Malcolm talking about Vin Diesel movies.
I love that.
Vin
The
Diesel
extra
movies,
mile.
Dave Bautista movies. You know what I mean? I don't care how bad they are. I'm gonna send you all of them.
So, who was your favorite character in the movie of Riddick?
Other than Riddick himself, I'm gonna say Johnny Tapia. I'm gonna tell you why. Why? Because I swear to God, everything is literally Bad Boys 2, right?
Yeah. Good point.
Like it took me out of the movie so much.
Okay.
No matter what he's beating up dog. I just see Johnny Tapia. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
I like fucking Will Smith to shoot him in the face. Like this is
What about you?
He was a fantastically disgusting character.
Yes. I love to hate him.
I mean,
but
he
stood out.
played that role really well. But I'm gonna go Riddick. Like to me,
Riddick?
like what made this movie so good was just watching his interaction with everyone and realizing that the two movies like have made you have a relationship with this guy where you're like you want to see how he's getting out of the.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see. I wanted to. He really didn't seem like he cared that much. That the whole planet just exiled him.
That's kind of feel
I-
like he just didn't give two shits.
Yeah, right. He was like, "Oh, well, it happens." I think they should have Well, it sounds like their fourth movie is going to be him going to Furia, which is where
yeah.
he's from. I would have rather see a movie where he goes back to this necromonger planet and just lights everything. Just revenge.
Because they deserve everything they get.
That's what I feel. I'd love to see that more.
Spoiler, also, once again, I don't know if you guys seen the underrated version of it, but in Chronicles of Riddick, in the underrated version of it, the guy who saves him from getting burned is also Furion, and there's a delete scene where he ropes his shirt off and he has the palm on his chest to make sure you're a Furion. Actually,
I don't know if that was in the.
It's not in the.
I watched the extended cut, but I don't know if it was with everything.
It's very interesting. A lot of them they should have kept in the movie. It just made it more rich. This universe they're trying to create. All right. Speaking of passionate, I said Eddie sock off side boob. I'm still on that. All right. Like, the most standout character in that whole movie. All right.
Moved it.
Oh, there's like a shower
That's
scene
a
where
shower.
and
Oh, right
yeah,
there. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I
That's
was
when he
eating
spilled
a
the coffee.
taco when I was watching it.
that's understandable.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So-
It was a burrito.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, okay.
that is almost better than side boob. That is like it'd be a tough one.
Yeah.
CJ, who's your favorite?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Riddick.
Yep.
I liked how even from the start of the movie to the end, it didn't seem like his character was gonna develop or it wasn't gonna grow. But I know who Riddick is.
Yeah,
He was a very consistent character
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, he was very he was always on brand
yeah.
Mhm.
throughout the whole thing. I'm loving this murderous friend of mine.
Right. And I think that's why I like this one better than the second one, because my critique of the second one was by the end, he felt different than the character that we were watching, from Pitch Black.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it seems like they course corrected that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you guys could what like rank the three movies, as
Oh
your personal
gosh.
favorite?
You mean from Chronicles, Pitch Black, and then Riddick?
Yep.
For me, it would go Riddick, Pitch Black, then Chronicles.
That would be my ranking as well.
I would go Pitch Black, Riddick, then Chronicles of Riddick.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it seems like we all agree
Pitch
that
Black
that
is-
was maybe the worst. The second was maybe the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
It
Chronicles.
had
Yeah.
potential, but it just didn't.
Yeah.
They try to do too much with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they try to extend it too much. You know what I mean?
Let's go ahead and give our Fast and Furious reviews.
Oh yeah. That's like the Too Fast, Too Furious ratings.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's start with our esteemed guests. So in this, we give it a Too Fast and Too Furious. So it's either Too Fast, was it Too Fast,
Furious,
Furious,
and then Too
and
Furious.
then Too Furious.
And
And
then
Too
it's-
Furious is like you wouldn't recommend it, and then Too Fast is like I'm gonna watch it again tonight with some popcorn and my ginger ale. But you said you don't like ginger ale.
I need to get running ginger ale. That was,
Gotta get into ginger ale.
He's giving ginger ale Too Furious.
Ginger ale. When I said I'm not in the age range.
That
of
was the
ginger
cutoff.
ale.
That was the
All right,
cutoff.
DJ, all right, what's wrong with you? All right,
That's the cutoff
What
for
is
me.
the age range for ginger ale?
I feel like you should be 10 years old when you start drinking ginger ale. It's a nice age to drink soda.
Yeah.
I like soda, but I don't like ginger ale. I
That's
don't like root
crazy.
beer either. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
You ain't never had a float?
Well, I'm from West Tennessee.
Don't matter. You ain't never had a float?
Yes, I've had a float. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah.
is East Tennessee known for their floats?
Yes.
Like root beer floats? Like
Yes.
I feel like
Mayfield
Yeah.
ice cream is East Tennessee.
Yeah.
huh.
Apples, all that shit.
And Little Debbie, East Tennessee.
Okay. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. This is, by the way, the second time on this podcast we've tangented it.
Food.
Oh no, far from the second. But when we talk about root, we're very passionate about
Now, root beer, we're very passionate about
There's
I didn't
yeah.
know that was a.
I didn't really. Yeah, we
You hit a nerve when it
yeah,
comes to root
yeah,
beer.
Malcolm's feeling a little.
Oh, right now.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I'm not allowed on this podcast if I talk about root beer again.
Yes. He's a
better food,
welcome
yeah.
guest.
I'll have better food opinions though.
He is a welcome guest because I love Malcolm.
Thank you.
So, Too Fast, Too Furious rating, Malcolm.
Oh man, you know what? I want to say too fast. Fast. Also want to say fast at the same time because it's not for everybody. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I get that.
This is all about your personal.
Yeah, this is
all
you.
about you.
For me, that's definitely too fast.
There we go.
I would actually go back and watch it again because I forgot about it. Like I was telling you this, I forgot about all the Riddick thing when I was doing research for this. I had to like literally get back into it, and I'm very method, so I do a
love
lot of research. You know what I mean? So I love this world actually. That I can't wait for them to do more to it, for sure. So yeah, definitely too fast.
All right, Drew.
I'm gonna give this one I'm gonna go Too Fast. Because I gave Fast to the other two and I liked them and I do feel like I like this one better. And I'm just all about like Riddick's character and his experience. We talked about the issues with the woman, and maybe it went on a little longer. There were some parts that dragged, but overall,
Straight side boob,
I
though.
really liked it. But there was side boob, and you know what? That gets a ranking all on its own.
You should name this side boob, right? Episode
That was side boob.
Yeah.
So
with Johnny Tapia, whatever one comes first.
I am definitely giving it a Too Fast.
Too Fast. All
Mhm.
right.
I loved it. It wasn't really anything I didn't like about this movie. I think everything about it says, "Watch me again." I don't know because I do like sci-fi and it combines sci-fi and action. So
It's really cool to see how much Vin Diesel likes this character, especially with some of the facts you were sharing about like how he helped finance it.
he
Like,
really did.
I'm
Like
this is
he worked his ass off for this movie,
yeah,
He loves that character too.
and and you could tell he is Riddick. Like
yeah.
Mhm.
he's nothing but Riddick. So no, it's definitely a too fast. It's definitely a too fast for me.
Cool.
It's definitely a too fast for me. Okay. Well, it is almost the end of our podcast. I have enjoyed you, but before we leave, we love to play a little game. We love to play this game, and I'm trying to pull my notes up of which one was my favorite scene, and I got three. You have to guess.
Okay.
You have to guess.
Okay, do you know how this works?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so currently the score is 2-1.
Yep.
Drew's
2-1.
leading.
Okay.
We play it for the whole season. And the winner really gets bragging rights and they get to feel like they're better than the other person.
I do that
Which is
anyway, so.
which is pretty like, it's a pretty big deal.
So I got three scenes. You have to guess which one is my favorite scene
Okay.
out of this movie.
All right.
Do you have any credentials or is just things you like the best?
I think it was the scene that I was like, ooh,
The scene that made you put down the taco.
the scene that made me put down the burrito taco.
There you go.
Okay, so that is your only hint.
Okay.
All right, him taming the alien dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 5-second kill scene
Yes.
when he was like, when I'm gonna kill you in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He was like, bam. Or the night attack scene with the bear
Bear
trap.
traps.
Ooh.
That is a good one.
Ooh.
Which one made me put my burrito taco down?
You want to
I
go
wanna
first,
say
Malcolm?
the dogs, the Tim training the dog, but I want to say the bear trap scene
Okay.
because I love that scene.
Okay.
So are you going to go the bear trap
I'm
scene?
gonna go say bear trap.
Okay. See, I think the dog was a fake out because she knows I knows how much she's into dogs. So that was like even though that's a cool scene, I think that was a fake out. So I'm gonna not pick that one. But I'm gonna do the just you might be right, but I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm gonna go with the 5-second kill the that one.
It's a good scene too.
It was the bear trap.
All right.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the second bear trap got me.
Trap.
Yeah.
It was the second one. I was like,
Out of nowhere.
it was just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That was the scene.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So we're at 3-2 right now.
3-2. We're at 3-2. We're at
That's
3-2.
fair.
We're at 3-2. Malcolm, thank you. Give it up for Malcolm.
Yeah, good job, Malcolm. Thanks
Coming
for
in.
coming out.
Join us. I so enjoyed you. Will you come back?
Oh, for sure.
That's good. It's gonna be so weird the first time we ask someone that on air, and they're like, "No, this is fine."
Oh,
Yeah, if they do that, I'm like, well, thank you for coming.
So, well, thank you. Great, yeah, you were fantastic. Can tell people where to follow you?
Yeah.
If we're gonna see you, like if we have any shows coming up. Now, remember, this episode's airing a week from right now.
Okay, so this is a good week. I will go ahead and give you all my dates. I'm going to be at I will be back in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at a little place called Jersey Hustle Comic Club, which Drew's going to be at.
Yep,
in next month. I will be there July 17th. I'm in the semifinal rounds for the competition they have there. So that'll be something. June 28th, I will be in Columbia, Tennessee.
Okay.
With a guy named Mr. Adrian Walker.
Yeah, I like you.
Up there.
It's a cool guy.
There. And yeah, you guys can follow me to my house. But no, follow me on Instagram. On Instagram at Mal Franklin 5 all one word MALFRANKLIN the number 5 Malcolm Franklin Facebook Mal Franklin TikTok OnlyFans no just follow me on there.
Yeah, and we
Funny guy.
we have it all in our episode notes. So if you're listening to this or if you're watching the YouTube video, you can just look at the comments.
Yep.
We'll have it where you can click on Malcolm's stuff. And just always a friendly reminder, you feel free to drop us fan mail. Like if you want to share your Too Fast, Too Furious ranking of this, or if you
The
want
side boob, we take it off.
Yeah, to let us know what you think about the side.
Please. Yeah.
Every Tuesday on our social media, we'll post some of the upcoming movies we're reviewing. We'll ask for your opinions if you want to share them. We're also do that on Reddit as well, which that seems to be where most people give our comments. But yeah, there's just a lot of ways to get plugged in. And if you like the bonus episodes, we might actually have a because there's an animated Riddick movie. We
there is.
might cover that in between now and the next movie, and then we might put that as a bonus content.
That would be fun.
So
That would be good.
but you'd have to subscribe to see it, but it would be worth it.
You guys subscribe.
Please
You
subscribe.
gotta subscribe.
We need your subscriptions. thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Quarter Mile Podcast. We really appreciate you. Like we said, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow up on all of our media web platforms. We got TikTok, YouTube, um, Instagram. I know we're on Facebook. You can always catch us out in the streets.
Just find us out in the streets.
Yeah, you can always catch us at
Walmart. Right?
Yeah, you'll usually see me at somebody's cupcake collection.
We'll be at Save a Lie.
Yep. Shout out to D&D Apparel. Always shout out to D&D Apparel.
Watch their Gym Creep series.
Absolutely. We are on Gym Creep series. So make sure you go out to them, shout them out. Make sure you go buy their apparel. It feels so good. Ladies, if you want to work out in some really good feeling apparel, I swear to God, that's what you need to be buying. D&D, Do Not Disturb, fitness apparel. Shouts out to Drew Davis for making this whole thing happen. He is like the best. Like, I love you so much. And just make sure you live your life a quarter mile at a time. I'm your girl, CJ Walton.
I'm your boy, Drew Davis.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you once again to our friend Malcom Franklin, guys. Thank you.
All right.
See ya.